Hello Pisces, welcome to your Quickie reading. This is going to cover April 12th through April 17th. It's a microscope on a very short period of time, so whatever energy that's on this table should pass quickly. Don't hold me to those dates. This energy can bleed forwards or backwards a bit. Everybody's different, everybody's timeline is different, but look for these energies if you're not feeling them already. Okay, so let's get started. Interestingly enough, you pulled this oracle card. And you know, this is somebody who feels bound to something, and interestingly enough, this person is submerged in water, and you being a water sign, I think this is you feel bound to something here, and it doesn't really look pleasant. It looks like you might feel trapped, you might feel bound to something that you don't wish to be bound to anymore. This could be a job, this could be a relationship, and I'm positive that for all of you it's going to be different. So here you have the minstrel, and this is, you know, let your intentions be known. There might be a situation here, Pisces, where you're holding your feelings and you're keeping your feelings to yourself. You're not voicing how you truly feel. And I'm not quite sure why that is yet, but for some reason, you holding all this in is not making it any better. It's definitely not making the situation better, and it's not allowing you to break free of these chains here. Now, we do have the Eight of Pentacles, so you are working on something, and this is clarified by the Five of Swords. So when you look at the Five of Swords clarifying the Eight of Pentacles, you're being fairly defensive. You're protecting something here. There is something you're working on that you are protective with. You're defensive about. Are you working on yourself? Are you working on a project? Are you working on a side hustle? You do have the World here, and it's coming in sideways, and you know, in my readings anyway, when cards come in sideways, it denotes a choice. You have to make some sort of a choice whether to close out a cycle or not. And here, sorry, I hate when these cards are tilted incorrectly. It drives me crazy. You have a choice of whether to close out a cycle, and this is clarified by the Ten of Cups in reverse. And so your happiness here, Pisces, lies in the balance of this decision. Do you close out this cycle that you seem to feel trapped to? Perhaps you're bound to it. When I see the shackles like that, you may feel a commitment towards this. You may feel like you have no choice. You're committed. Relationship-wise, you could feel committed towards someone who doesn't allow you to express yourself correctly. This could be a job. Your happiness with the Ten of Cups reversed here, clarifying the World sideways. Your happiness hangs in the balance of this decision. You do have here the card with no name, and this would be the Death card in any other deck. So you have a chance at a rebirth, but I think you have to end the cycle. You have the Death card following the World coming in sideways. That's a choice that you have to make. You do have the Queen of Swords here in reverse. You might be dealing with somebody with this energy. You know, yes, it could be an air sign for sure, but it's being that this is a general reading, I'm going to say that it could be anyone that's taking on these characteristics this week. And what are the characteristics of the Queen of Swords reversed? Not very nice. Very, you know, this person could be very cutting with their words. Intimidating, to say the least. You may want to very well close out a cycle with this person. And Queen could be Queen or King in a Gen Pop reading, so disregard the sexes here. But you have the Queen of Swords clarifying this is almost as if this person would like to stop this transition, would like to stop this growth, would like to stop this cycle from closing out. You have here the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So towards the end of this time, you may stop juggling this decision. And towards the end of this time, you have the Five of Pentacles, and it's in reverse, which is beautiful energy, right? You may feel isolated in this containment. You may feel bound to something. You may feel alone. You may feel, I mean, the Five of Pentacles could also be a job that you're just not getting compensated enough for, but it is in reverse, and you do stop the juggling with this decision towards the end of this time. And I do think that if whoever is reading this is, if it's a job, okay, I do think you make up your mind by the end of this time, and I really hope that you make the right decision. Tarot gives us choices, right? It tells us these are your choices. It doesn't say this is what's going to happen for sure. Otherwise, why wake up, right? Why exist, right? We have to make our choices. We have to learn our lessons. The tarot is a nice guide and tells you, hey, this is the energy that's here this week, you know, and you could take advantage of it or not. You do have a decision to make. It looks like someone's in a tricky spot. Now, for those of you in a relationship where you feel trapped like this, it's the same thing. You are going to, if it's a relationship, at the bottom of this deck here, you are going to pick your heart back up off the floor and move on. Okay? If it is a job, you're going to pull your ambition, your drive, and the heart of who you are off the floor. If this is a job or relationship, it is toxic for you. It's just not good for you. I think you know that. I think you feel committed to something that's toxic, and we have all been there. At the bottom of this deck here, and we don't read these in reverse, you have the Queen, love and prosperity as a possibility. Right under that, and I usually don't do this, but I am, it says a new relationship blossoms. And so yes, if you're in a relationship that is this toxic, you have a new relationship in your future. If this is a job, you have a new job in your future. You're not stuck. You're not stuck, okay? Whoever's reading this is, you're not stuck. Let me move these. I really do love these little tiles. The only thing is I cannot stack on top of them. So let's look. See, if we look at your future, at a sneak peek into your future, I'm happy to report you do have the Four of Wands, right? It's happily ever after. It's the 1111 card. This is a possibility for you. Your possibility, I mean, the possibilities in this reading are beautiful, but the oppressive energy is evident. You're definitely being oppressed. You will have a new road opening here. Pisces, are you going to take it? Or are you going to be stuck? Are you going to use your voice? You have the Three of Wands, which means in the future you're waiting for your ship to come in. And excuse me. This waiting isn't waiting in vain. The person, usually this card shows somebody looking out towards the ocean, expecting, not waiting in vain, not looking at their watch saying, is it going to come? The person's looking out onto the ocean saying, it's coming, and I'm waiting for it. You're waiting for something here, and it's usually, I mean, it's always something positive. So whatever it is, your decision during this time is crucial. You do have here the Five of Swords in reverse. Over here you had the Five of Swords upright. You might be very defensive at the start of this time, but in the future this turns around and becomes reversed. So you become less defensive, you become more relaxed, you become less trapped. You have the Nine of Swords in reverse. The Nine of Swords is a card of anxiety. The anxiety goes away. Whoever's in this situation, I really think you need to rethink where you're at and where you're going, because you have more control here than you think. And you have a lot waiting for you in your future here. You have, here we go, you have the Wheel of Fortune, right? The Wheel of Fortune is fixed energy, and it's certain energy, and it's a change of fortune, and it's usually a change for the better when it's right side up. So your future is certain. The only thing that's undecided is your choice, right? You have here the 10 of Cups. Remember you had the 10 of Cups in reverse here? Well, it's turned around. So you have the 10 of Cups upright. The 10 of Cups is happiness, fulfillment, abundance. You have the Queen of Pentacles, which is stability, security. You have Justice, which is balance. And if you needed justice, if there's somebody out there that felt like an injustice was done to them, this sets it right. I think for this reading, it's more balance. It's Libran energy, but it's more balance. You get the balance back. You don't feel so shackled to something that doesn't serve you. Does not serve you. Take a peek here. 3 of Cups. 3 of Cups. Celebration. I mean, there's nothing not good about making this decision. I'm not telling you what to do, but if this were me or my child or my mother, I would say close out this cycle. Pick your heart up off the floor. Count your losses. Just that's it. I'm going to pull one more card from this deck. This is a Major Arcana / Elemental deck. So I am going to pull one card for Pisces. Show me for Pisces if Pisces makes this decision. If Pisces doesn't make this decision, show me, Spirit. One card for Pisces. There you go, Pisces. There you go. This is the Hierophant. I know that it does not look like the Hierophant, but it is. This is the Hierophant. And in this card, it's depicted as a respite, right? If you go into that cave, it's beautiful. It's lush. There's water. There's clean water. It's almost like you cleanse your soul in this place. A new commitment. I don't know. Look. Which do you want to choose? The choice is yours. The choice is always yours, Pisces. But if this were me, I would be choosing the respite. I'll pull 2 cards for Pisces. I got 2 right away. It says obstacles to overcome. And we spoke about that, and it says dragon, beware of self-delusion. I would say so. I think that there is a part of you here that may have been deluded into believing that this was your life, that this was your fate, that this is where you belonged, that there was no way out of this. When I see dragon, I always think slay your dragons. It's time to slay your dragons. There's obstacles to overcome. And there are obstacles to overcome here. This doesn't look easy, but it looks clear to me from seeing this that there's not much of a choice here. You either stay in this situation and drown, or you move ahead and you open your road. Make the right choice, Pisces. Big hugs.
Good night. And always remember, that's...
Hello Aquarius, welcome to your Quickie reading. This is going to cover April 12th through April 17th. Magnifying glass on a short period of time. Remember that this energy can bleed forwards or backwards, so if you don't know what I'm talking about right now, you might look at this and say, yeah, I'm already going through this. So it's not particularly a science in that way. Okay, so let's get started. You do have the bird in the cage, and what's great about this is that I don't know if you can see this well, but the cage is wide open and the bird stays in the cage even though there is a way out. So there might be a situation like that where you feel stuck in a situation, but it's sort of an illusion. You're not really stuck in it. And you have here, the advice is to garner earth energy. Utilize logic, reason, and common sense. Use common sense to understand that that door is wide open, Aquarius, because it is. So let's look at your reading here. You have the Six of Cups clarified by the Five of Swords. The Six of Cups could mean anything. It could be something that's been in your life for a very long time that you are trying to defend, that you are trying to hold on to, perhaps. This could be a part of yourself that is innocent and childlike, that you defend and that you keep very locked up. There might have been something that happened that made you feel you had to be self-protective that way, Aquarius. You do have the Two of Pentacles here, and it's clarified by the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Two of Pentacles is normally a character juggling two things. This is in reverse. I think that during this time you may find out, or you may stop trying to juggle something. You do have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, so this further tells me that you stop working on something. You stop working on something. Stop juggling it. You have the Ten of Wands. This is causing you a lot of stress because there is something very fast moving towards you here with the Knight. This is clarified by the Knight of Swords. The Ten of Wands clarified by the Knight of Swords is fast-moving energy that is very stressful. Very stressful to you. Here, you have very strong energy here. You have the card with no name, and the card with no name is clarified by Judgment, two major arcana. The card with no name is typically the death card in most decks. So you have change, something that could be dying, so something else that can be born, and it's going to be a sort of judgment call on your part. The Judgment card could represent rebirth, and the Death card certainly represents that as well, death and rebirth. Looks like pretty interesting energy here, for sure. So you have a situation where you feel trapped, where it's not the truth. It is just the way you feel. Spirit is asking you to use logic. Call upon the earth part of your chart to use logic in this situation. You're protecting something here. You're defensive about something. And I think, that for some reason it just really popped into my mind that you were defending a part of you that is childlike. You keep that under lock and key. There is a group of you, though, however, that is trying to hold on to something that perhaps you shouldn't, simply because it's been in your life for a long time. You have the Two of Pentacles here. You have the Two of Pentacles in reverse clarified by the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. You have stopped, during this time you will stop working on something. Maybe for the group of you that is holding on to something that has been in your life for a very long time, you come to some sort of realization and you stop. You release. You have the Ten of Wands. Fast moving energy moving towards you. Something's moving towards you here, Aquarius, very quickly. And I'm wondering if it's stress. This looks like a very stressful situation. Something needs to die and you need to sort of let it die so something else could take its place. We don't read these in reverse, but it came out in reverse. You do have time is of the essence. And it does look that way. It looks like it's time to shit or get off the pot. It's time to just fly out of this cage. I think you've been sitting in this cage long enough. You have right under it, you have the Chimera. Imagination clouds your judgment. I do think that your judgment is a little clouded here. I do. There is something you're not seeing. It was evident from the first card I pulled. You're not seeing that open door. You're not seeing a way out. At the bottom of this deck here, you have you walking through the door, leaving, but into that beautiful lush forest. It's almost like the Fool card, right? A new path, a bright new beginning. That's what's waiting for you. Now, as we dive into this deck here, you have the Popess in reverse, and this would be the High Priestess in reverse, right? The High Priestess in reverse. What does the High Priestess in reverse tell us? It tells us there is something you don't know. Your judgment is clouded. You're not using your intuition to see this open door, to see these open doors. I'm going to keep both of these out. There is something you're not seeing here. You have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands beckons you into action here. I think it would take fire energy to get that bird. You know, it's interesting. When I look at that bird in the cage, I think of air energy. But when I think about that bird getting the gumption up to just finally fly away, I feel like it's almost fire mixed with air. You can step into this energy very, very easily. You have the Ace of Pentacles, a new beginning. If this is a job, you do have a new beginning waiting for you outside of this situation. If this is a relationship, it's the same thing. You have abundance waiting for you elsewhere, and you also have the Two of Cups, which is love. It's upright. It's beautiful. Yeah, sorry about that. You have the Knight of Wands in reverse here. And the Knight of Wands in reverse is a player. There could be, for those of you in a relationship, you could be getting away from a gaslighter. When I see the Knight of Wands in reverse, I always think of either a player or a gaslighter, someone who lies. You know, if you're dealing with a Knight of Wands in this situation, you are represented, at least in this reading right now, by the Queen of Wands. That's your potential. Queens don't date knights, first of all. And a Queen of Wands upright is not even going to look twice at a Knight of Wands in reverse. You're looking for your king, right? There is this person still in your energy, but I do think that you being trapped in this situation, whether this is a job or a person, is illusionary, and it is represented by the Popess in reverse. Tells us that it's an illusion, that we're not seeing something clearly. You also have the Eight of Cups, walking away from something. Perhaps walking away from all this garbage. You do have the Seven of Cups, which gives you choices in the future. You have the Five of Pentacles. You might go through a period of time where you feel isolated, where you feel you know, if it's a job, you may go through a short period of time where your finances do get hit a little bit. Whether this is isolation, whether this is a hit to your finances, or both, it is temporary energy. Because here you have the Eight of Wands, which is forward movement, positive forward movement. The Eight of Wands is positive forward movement, and boom, here it is. You have the Wheel of Fortune turning in your favor here, Aquarius, fixed energy, right? But, you know, more than that, it is definitely a change in fortune. You go from the Five of Pentacles, struggling with this energy, to the Wheel of Fortune turning in your favor, and boom, you have the Ace of Swords, clarity. What did we talk about? The fact that there was lacking clarity in this reading, right? There was something you weren't seeing. Time is of the essence. Use your logic, common sense. The door is wide open. The cage is wide open. Walk down this beautiful path. You know, I am going to pull one of these cards for Aquarius. Show me for Aquarius, please. You have the Death card. change, rebirth. You pulled the death card twice. Something's dead. A cycle is closing out and a new one is beginning. Walk down that path. You have all these beautiful omens. Use your logic. Use the sword of truth. Give me 2 for Aquarius, please. December. Something could have happened in December. Think back. Was there something that happened in December that was pertinent to what's going on now? There might have been something that happened that you're unaware of, but something happened in December. And so, you know, I just heard it doesn't have to be this December. It could have been last December. Think back. December is definitely on the table for a reason. Give me 1 more for Aquarius, please. You got 2 and I'll take them. Oh, look, you have November too. There is something that happened during this holiday time that is very important to what's going on now. Something that you're not seeing. You have dog here, protection from a powerful friend. I do think this powerful friend here is spirit. Spirit is loyal to you here. Spirit is trying to warn you. Spirit wants you to use your common sense. November and December are important in this reading. I don't know why. I just feel like I need to do one more thing, and I feel like it's not over yet, the reading. It's not over. Hold on, let me get another deck. Hold on. Okay, let's see, Aquarius. We'll do a timing card. For Aquarius, please. For Aquarius. Look at this. Damn, Aquarius. I don't know. All right, at the bottom of the deck, it does say around May. So I do think that something's going to happen in this situation around May. Maybe the culmination of this. Maybe you'll finally get out of this cage around May. But damn, with this November and December thing. Yeah, there's something that went down. Whether you realize it or not, there is something that happened in this situation in November/December around the holiday time. Let me know in the comments exactly what the heck's going on here. But I just got I got chills on my arm. I wish you all the best.
Good night. And always remember, that's...
Capricorn, welcome to your Quickie reading. This is going to cover the 12th through the 17th of April. It's a microscope on a short period of time. So take that into consideration, that these energies can also bleed forwards and backwards. Those dates aren't carved in stone. So with all that said, let's get started. You have 2 oracle cards here that came out together. And when I see 2 cards that come out together like this, usually I see them as 2 separate energies. Sometimes they oppose each other, and in this case I do think that's the case. You have the energy of feeling like you're drowning, or perhaps you're holding your breath, waiting for the next thing to happen. You're submerged in water, holding your nose, holding your breath, perhaps trying to block something out. It doesn't look comfortable, and it looks like this person is trying to escape. It's a form of escape. But you have this opposing energy of a person who is right, balanced, really has their ish together, and is contemplative. Very nice. You have the wizard here, and yeah, it does say use your skills to help others, but the truth is, in this reading I see these 2 cards as aligning, and you being the wizard here. If you did feel a need to escape, if you did feel as though You wanted to block out the world. It seems as though you're manifesting or alchemizing the situation as the wizard into something else. You have here the Page of Cups clarified by the Knight of Cups. That's a love offer. There's a love offer coming to you. You have the Seven of Wands in reverse, clarified by the Star. Beautiful. The end of feeling defensive, the end of feeling like that, clarified by the Star, healing energy. That's actually a really, this looks like healing energy, doesn't it? It looks like you use your skill to go from this to this. And you're successful because you have the Star here, clarifying. Furthermore, you have the Four of Wands, which is beautiful energy. This is the 1111 card, synchronicity. You're starting to see a future for yourself here. You have the Four of Cups here, and it looks like somebody is offering you something and you're, I don't know. You're not sure about taking this offer. There's absolutely an offer here on the table, though. You are waiting for something here. And beautiful, and this is the energy I was talking about. It's clarified by Temperance. Temperance is the alchemist, pouring one thing into another and making something else. The Three of Wands. Knowing that whatever it is you're doing is going to be successful. Beautiful reading for someone. But it doesn't look like it was easily won. It looks like you have been through it. But it looks like you are your own hero in this situation. You have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Perhaps you were... I think you're just refusing to recognize something. And when I say that, I don't mean that you're blind. I mean that you're refusing something that's being offered to you. There's something that you want no part of anymore. You have the Three of Swords in reverse. There you go. The Three of Swords in reverse. Healing. What did I say? The Star represents healing. It's healing energy. Healing energy. Healing energy. You're healing yourself. You're healing something here. The Four of Swords in reverse. And you come out of this contemplative state. You do come out of it. And you come out better. Oh man, you come out better. Because here's the ultimate card of abundance. And this abundance can come in the form of money. If this is a job that's been not good for you, toxic for you. But it can also come, if this was a relationship, this could come in the form of just general abundance. Overall good, feeling good, knowing that you're abundant, waiting for it with the Three of Wands, knowing that it's yours. Six of Wands, victory. The Seven of Swords. And you know something? The Seven of Swords could be read many ways, but in this reading, I think it's you being very strategic. You're being very strategic here. And here's the King of Cups. Maybe, you know, it's interesting because you had the Page of Cups. You had the Knight of Cups. Now you have the King of Cups. It's almost like, remember I said you weren't accepting something. You were waiting for something. Well, here's your King. You didn't want the Page. You did not want the Knight. You wanted the King. And this is whether you're male or female, whether you like men or women. This is sexless, but this is just this is someone that you can depend on. This is someone who comes with pure love in your... And here's the Knight of Cups. This person is coming the Knight of Cups twice. This is an offer. You're going to be getting an offer here, and here's your justice. If one of you is waiting for justice in a situation, justice is assured. This is Libra energy. This also could, wow. This also could be balance, right? The scales have finally balanced. The Alchemist, temperance, justice, balance. And here we go. You have the Wheel of Fortune turning in your favor. I can see how somebody has been through it in this reading, but I think that this is either pain from the past or it's pain that will be in your past very soon. You're stepping into, you're taking the wheel, you're becoming the wizard, and you're alchemizing everything here. At the bottom of the deck, you have the winds of change, right? It says your surroundings will undergo transition. I think it's you that's transitioning here. And right under that, what do you have? Your luck will soon change. The black cat. Damn. All right. Oh, and by the way, at the bottom of this deck here, you do have nuclear winter. And when I see that, I mean, there's many meanings to this card, but in your reading, because of all these other cards, you are walking away from something that was dead. And you're stepping through a portal to something so much better, especially with the Wheel of Fortune right there. Let me see. Give me one for Capricorn, please. One of these days, I will be a Capricorn in my next life, right? The winds of change. You got the air element. So this deck is just elements and major arcana, and that's it. It's a very short deck, but this is the element of air. And it matches this so beautifully. The winds of change. And you know what I love about this particular card is if you look really close, you see the wishes blowing in the wind. We used to call them wishes when I was a little girl. We used to blow on them and make a wish and blow on them and watch them just float away. Wishes. The winds of change for Capricorn. Love it. Love it for you, Capricorn. Okay, give me 2 for Capricorn, please. Give me 2 for Capricorn. Here's 1. We have Tiger, doing something risky. You know, yeah, taking a chance. Maybe you know that you need to take a chance, but the truth is, when I see that card, I see you. You do become very, very self-reliant. Definitely someone who takes charge here. Strong, very strong. 1 more for Capricorn, please. And it says you are on the right path. The arrow shooting straight ahead. Boom. Capricorn. Jealous. Love you. Big hugs.
Good night. And always remember, that's...
Hello Sagittarius, welcome to your Quickie reading. This is going to cover the 12th through the 18th. Magnifying glass on a short period of time. When we finish with what's on the table here, we'll go into the future a little bit. So stay tuned towards the end. Let's look at this. You have pulled this particular oracle card, and it's obviously a card of tender love, beautiful moments shared with someone. This could be something that's on your mind right now, or it could be something that's actually in your energy and that you're experiencing. The advice here from Spirit is to choose your words carefully. Be the Sphinx. You may be tempted to say certain things in certain situations, and Spirit is telling you to hold your tongue. Here we have Temperance in reverse, which for a Sagittarian reading isn't the best energy, right? It's something may have you off balance here, Sagittarius, right? You have the card of the Wounded Warrior, which is the Nine of Wands. There is something that may have hurt you. This may be, excuse me, I can't speak. This may have something to do with the person in question here. You do have, what's interesting is that you have the Death card clarified by the Death card, both in reverse. In this deck, the Death card is called the card with no name. And as you can see, it came out in reverse, and so did this card. That is a huge sign from Spirit that something is not over. Something that you thought was dead is still alive, is very much alive. You have these cards, which are choices. There are choices you're going to have to make about this situation. And all right. This is the clarifier that I also put in sideways. I placed this sideways, even though these came out sideways. And the reason for that is that whether this is right side up or upside down is going to be your choice. And as you know, the Tower can be a very pleasant situation. It can also be catastrophic. But this outcome is based on these choices. So let's look at what these are. You do have the Seven of Swords, and you also have the King of Cups. This could be a love situation here. You might have a choice as to whether to be upfront and honest with someone here, or to not be, you know, it's very interesting energy, especially with the Tower here clarifying this. I'd like to pull some more cards, but it does look like you're going to be called to make a decision. And this decision is important because you have the Tower, you have the Death card. These are major arcana. You have this card, Death card twice, actually. And you also have Temperance. This is a very important situation. So in the future here, you do have the card of Seduction, Passion and Romance. Await. Under this you have the Dragon, Strength and Wisdom. It looks like there is a lot here to be grateful for. And clarify, I mean, to actually drive this home, you have the rose, the rose in winter, which is hope, love, beauty. There's something you're being... It looks like you're getting a second chance at something here, Sagittarius. And the way you handle this is key. And Spirit is telling you, before you speak, be a Sphinx. Refrain from sharing exactly how you feel, at least in this moment. I would pull back and see what transpires before you speak on it. Here in the future, you have the Knight of Wands, which is a very passionate fire sign. It doesn't have to be a fire sign in a genpop reading, though. This could just be someone that you meet, or someone in your life, or someone in your past that's fiery in nature. And this fire could be all about love and passion. You have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. This may have been somebody that you were... this may be somebody that you were at one time devoted to. Or maybe it's at some point this person was very devoted to you. It doesn't look like that's the case right now. Or at least at the start of this. You do have the Ten of Pentacles as a possible outcome here, which is abundance, right? It's definitely abundance. You have the Three of Swords in reverse, which is healing. This person may have hurt your feelings, may have hurt you. Maybe the situation was painful to you. You do have the Ten of Cups. You have the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. I would really think about this and choose wisely. This Tower moment could be something very positive that you're not expecting. You may not be expecting this person in your life. If this isn't a past person, it looks like it's somebody that that has a very strong impact on you. I'm just getting the feeling that this person was already part of your life at some point, or maybe it was part of your life. I don't know. I'm just getting the feeling it's not new. Maybe for some of you it will be, but there is a Tower moment here on the table. There is unfinished business on the table. You have the Six of Swords, which is moving ahead from a place of, you know, negativity perhaps to a place of positivity. You have the World, excuse me, the Wheel of Fortune, and this is fixed energy. And this fixed energy, the wheel is constantly turning. And perhaps this relationship is karmic in nature. You have the Four of Pentacles. This is something you're going to want to hang on to. Something that evokes your passion. Something that evokes your love. Something that makes you very happy. Leo energy. And here you have the moon, and you know, you have the sun and the moon right next to each other. Two separate, you know, two separate, I don't know, this reminds me of a couple. This reminds me of a couple, very different people coming together, merging. This is very strong energy here. Sagittarius, very strong energy. And here you have the Queen of Wands, beautiful fire sign, male or female, stepping into your own power, the merging of two very strong people. Unfinished business. You, at some point you may have thought this was not an option for you anymore. But here it is. Here's the choice. Here's the option. There's hope here. There's hope where you probably thought there was none. Okay, let me pull this. Show me for Sagittarius, please. Oh. The Hierophant. Interestingly enough, right, this doesn't, for those of you who know tarot, this is a very unlikely Hierophant, isn't it? There's no person on it. It looks like it's a beautiful respite where you go in, you might go into that cave and feel cleansed. It's a very spiritual place. It's a place instead of a person, right? This relationship has potential to be very, very beautiful. A committed relationship. You do have decisions to make here regarding this connection. I really like this energy for you. I know you've had a tough time of it lately according to your readings, but this is really nice energy, Sagittarius. This union, I mean, I almost want to say it's predestined. You have a predestined union on the table here. Okay. Oh, I was going to say, Caterpillar, things will not always be this way. A change is coming. I would say so. With that Tower, there is a change coming. The only advice, the only caveat on this table is for you to think really hard before you say certain things. Let things unfold. Let things unfold the way it's supposed to. This is good. Give me one for Sagittarius, please. You have basket, recognition, a reward. You may be, remember when I just said you've had it tough lately. A lot of negativity in your cards, a lot of things that I saw that you were going through, or that you were healing from, or that you were being betrayed, or just nervous energy, anxiety. This is a reward. This is a reward. This is a beautiful, beautiful energy here. You know what? Hold on. I'm going to grab... Hold on one second. I have these messages of love. I don't want... Here, I'm going to try to shuffle them on top of this. Because this is just so flowery and the energy is just so beautiful, let's do a love oracle for Sagittarius in this situation, please. Awakening. Someone is undergoing a spiritual transformation. I think that this relationship is going to awaken things in you. And look, bottom of the deck, a new love or recommitment to love. I'm telling you, for some of you, this is someone, I'm going to put this deck behind me. For some of you, this is someone that you were involved with, or at the very least, this was someone that was already in your life on some level. Maybe they were a friend. Maybe they were a neighbor. Maybe it was someone you saw all the time, you know, and just didn't think twice. And maybe they were an ex-lover. But this is energy that you're familiar with, at least for many of you. Now, for some of you, it is a brand new thing. But I'm telling you, whatever this is, its energy is really beautiful. And it's heading towards you. Make the right choice. Make the right choice. When I told you that this Hierophant card is a spiritual place, a cleansing place, a place that you go to get, it's an awakening, it's a spiritual union of the sun and the moon. You see 2 on each card, 2. I wish you all the love, Sagittarius. You deserve it. Big hugs.
Good night. And always remember, that's...
Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading. My name is Nigel. You have found Alchemy. This is a quickie reading, and this is going to cover the week of the 12th through the 18th of April 2024. So the energy that's here on the table should pass quickly. Remember, it can bleed backwards or forwards. It's not a science. It's not reserved just for those dates. Some of you are going to look at my reading and see yourself in it immediately, and some of you may not see this energy at all yet. So it's going to be different for everybody. Okay, with all that said, let's get started. This is, you know, this oracle card is something that this oracle card is not the best energy, as you can tell, right? It is the card of somebody, a dark energy. That is the best way to describe it. It's a dark energy. There is a dark energy around you during this period of time. And over here you have pulled Medusa, and it says jealousy leads to downfall. Now, is this you, Scorpio, being jealous of something or someone in your life? Is it you being jealous? Is it your partner? Is it someone? It just seems like a love situation to me somehow. Control your thoughts. Control the way your mind goes. I think that there is a warning here. I mean, there's definitely a warning here. But as I'm looking at all your cards, I do think that it's something that you need to really... I don't know why it's so difficult for me to talk, but I can tell you this. I think for many of you, this is there is no reason to feel this way. I'm glad I finally got that out of my mouth. Okay, so here you have a sideways card. When my cards come in sideways, it means that you have a choice, and your choice here involves the Four of Swords. Do you stay zen and quietly introspect, or do you come out and express yourself in this situation? You are clarified here with the Chariot. So whether this Chariot is upside down or right side up, because this card is sideways, it's going to be a choice. Do you move forward with your feelings and express them? Or do you refrain, at least temporarily? That is a choice you're going to make, and because it's sideways, I think it's going to be different for all of you. You do have the Page of Wands here, clarified by the Knight of Cups. There is passion on the table. There is also love on the table. There's an offer of both. You have the King of Swords here, and it's clarified by the Nine of Wands in reverse. The Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior. I think towards the end of this time, there's going to be a point where you're going to feel the need to say something. I think that as this time wears on, you're going to see that logic should prevail with the King of Swords here, and that perhaps you shouldn't feel the way you feel. I had the feeling that this might be unfounded. So there might be a suspicion you have, or you might feel a certain way, but please keep in mind that you may not feel this way towards the end of this time, so you may want to watch your reactions until this time passes. You have the Seven of Cups here. Choices, right? And you also have the Four of Swords. Well, that's interesting. See? Look at that. So remember when I said over here you have the Four of Swords. Do you stay zen and meditative and let this pass, or do you take off in the chariot straight into it and say whatever, blurt out what you want to blurt out? Here at the end you have choices with the Seven of Cups. I think you understand that you have choices, and you end up with the Four of Swords upright, which is a beautiful, meditative, contemplative card, and I like that for you, Scorpio. So here you have at the bottom of this deck, you have the Dagger. Conflict and dangers lie in wait. I do think that there is a part of you here that wants to face, you want to face someone and shove that dagger inside them. That dagger is your words. But I do think that, yeah, you have the Star here, and it says a long journey brings rewards, and I do think a journey through these feelings without acting on them will bring rewards. The Star is healing energy, but this dagger, there is a possibility of you going off in the wrong direction, and I think Spirit is trying to tell you to relax. Let this time pass. If you still feel the same way when this time passes, then by all means, speak up. But you may not. You may not feel that way when this time passes, so you might as well wait it out, because I think things will become more clear to you. Swords do bring clarity too. So you have here at the bottom of the deck the bird in the cage, right? The bird feels trapped. The cage is actually open. Bird's not trapped. So I think that you may feel the bird is deluded, right? I mean, let's call facts. The bird really got so used. This may be a knee-jerk reaction that you have from trauma in your past. A trigger. This might be a trigger. You might be so used to certain things happening in a certain way that you accept it as reality, when the reality is you have freedom. You have, what did we say? You have choices. You have choices. Yeah. I'm going to tell you, let this time pass before you react, because your reactions might be triggers. All right. You have the Magician, and the Magician tells us very, very clearly that we can make this situation anything we want to. If you want to make this into a problem, it certainly can be a problem. If you'd like to find a solution, I think you have, with the power of the Magician on your side, you have the power to do that too. But there is love here. There is an offer here, and I think the offer is pure. You have the Two of Cups. Beautiful energy. You might be seeing things incorrectly. We all do it. We all have our own personal triggers, right? We have the Six of Cups here too. All right, so this is, I mean, listen, in this reading, I'm looking at this like there is something that went on in your childhood here to create a trigger. It may not have been a childhood thing, it could have been something, but it is something from a long time ago. Something traumatic happened to you and created a trigger, a knee-jerk reaction. When certain things happen, it just releases this lash. And I think in the past it was a self-protective mechanism. But I think that in this situation you might find that there is no need to protect yourself like that. I think that you're going to become more balanced here with the Justice card. You're going to find your balance again. You're going to find your equilibrium. You have the Ten of Wands in reverse, right? See? The end of stress, or the lessening of the stress. It's going to be like a balloon, right? That you blow it and you're blowing it, you're blowing it, and it gets to the point where it might explode. Now you have a choice at that point. Do you continue to blow air into it and let it explode, or do you just slowly release that air? So I really think you need to slowly release the air. You do have the card with no name in reverse, and that is a cycle not coming to an end. You have the King of Cups here. Love. Someone's offering you something real. Somebody might evoke your jealousy here. At the very least, you might see something that's not there. It might be ghosts of the past. You do have the Seven of Swords in reverse. This is not treachery. This is not lies. This is not somebody trying to screw you over. This is a new path. Now, that's not to say this is a brand new person, right? But this new path is opening up for you personally to sort of let go of these triggers. Lay down the dagger and let go of the triggers. It does make you more vulnerable, but unless you give yourself a chance to be vulnerable, you'll never have that thing that you obviously want. You want this love. You want to be able to trust the person you're with. You want to be able to take these shadows from the past and put them in their proper place in the past. You do have Judgment, so there is a rebirth here, especially with that butterfly. There is a rebirth here. And you have the Hermit in reverse. The Hermit in reverse is coming out of that introspective energy. There's a lot here, Scorpio. There is a lot here. Let's pull one for Scorpio, please. One for Scorpio. Let's pull one for Scorpio, please. You have the Star. And this is a beautiful star. You look at the star, has two people on it, right? A couple looking at the night sky. The star is Aquarian energy, but more than that, it is healing energy. You're definitely in need of some healing. Let's pull two cards for Scorpio, please. Two cards for Scorpio, please. You have two right here. Perfect. You have the Elephant. A long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. Yes, but I'm thinking more this is the elephant in the room. What is the elephant in the room? This is your trigger. Where did it come from? Why is it there? Who created it? Who was responsible for that trigger? You're responsible for it now, but who was responsible for it initially? And understand that whoever that was has nothing to do with this person. It says fair man, dealings or relationship with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. And you know, when I say it, when I see fair man, it's the same thing. This could physically describe someone for sure, but I also see a person who is fair, meaning just, good, a good person. There is another card that says dark man, dark woman, and sometimes I'll read that as someone who has a dark soul. This is the opposite of that. This is an innocent person. And you should look up the lyrics to Innocent Man by Billy Joel. Look up just the lyrics, and this will encompass what I'm saying. This person doesn't deserve that, but I understand it fully. This is a fair person, male or female. Big hug, Scorpio.
Good night. And always remember, that's...
Hello Libra, welcome to your reading. My name is Nigel and you have found Alchemy. Today we are doing your Quickie reading, and this will cover April 12th through the 18th. I keep saying 17th for some reason. It is April 12th through the 18th. Now these energies can like bleed forwards or backwards depending on each individual case, okay? Magnifying glass in a short period of time. After we finish reading what is on the table, we'll dive into your future a little bit and see what's lays in wait. So with all that said, let's get started. This looks like honestly a stressful time for someone. You do have this card, which is somebody not wanting to see something, and you also have this card, perhaps someone who does see something and they don't like what they see. You know, it's sort of, if you look at the person in the picture, they're holding their head just so, but their head is sort of blowing apart. This looks like, honestly, stress to me. So you might find yourself under some stress during this time. You do have the Three of Wands. And what I like about this is that this is God, how do I put this? You're waiting for help. All right. So this would be, in this reading, the card of help here, but this is the card of waiting, and it looks like you were waiting for help to help relieve some of this stress. I don't know whether this is a work situation or a personal situation. I mean, it's very likely that for each of you it will be different, but there is something stressing you out. There is some help that you are waiting on that doesn't appear to be found, at least at the start of this time. You do hear, you have the Four of Pentacles, which is you holding on to something, and I'm just not sure if it's hope or not, because you do have the Two of Pentacles in reverse, clarifying this. So you may be tired of juggling something. You may be tired of doing something. You may be tired of the stress that it's causing. It's very stress. I mean, I don't see Ten of Wands here, but it has that energy. You have here the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So towards the end of this time, you may feel a lot less isolated, but you also have this clarified by the Nine of Swords. So the anxiety remains. The anxiety and the stress remain. Is somebody not living up to what they're supposed to be doing, either in a love situation or a work situation? It looks like you waffle between not wanting to see the truth and seeing the truth and being very dismayed by what you see. You have here at the end of this time, Temperance in reverse, which you trying to perhaps alchemize something, balance something, heal something, and being unsuccessful at that, and this is clarified by the Hanged One. So I do think that at the end of this time, you will go inward. You'll take some time out as the Hanged Man to be introspective and figure out what it is you deserve, what it is you want, what it is you need, what it is you're not getting, what's disturbing you when you do look at it. You do have here Spirit trying to tell you to become more authoritative, more decisive, be the king, whether you're male or female, of your destiny. Spirit seems to have more faith in you than you have in yourself, at least for this week. Remember I said microscope on a short period of time. We all have weeks like this. Furthermore, in this particular oracle card, it could mean many things in many readings, but I do believe that in your reading there is magic you have inside you that's trapped, that you do not tap into. I think that you have more inside you, that you have more that can change this situation than you're giving yourself credit for. There's something that you're not tapping into here, Libra. So even on the bottom of this deck, it says, seek wisdom and guidance from elders. But I do think the wisdom and guidance you are to seek is within yourself. And right under that, you are destined to succeed. I am getting the feeling that somebody, whoever this is having a very difficult week. Whoever this is under a lot of stress. Whoever this is may feel trapped a little bit. But the thing is, you have potential that is untapped. For sure. Even spirit sees your potential as being untapped. So you might be waiting on someone else to do something here, when the truth is you need to do something yourself and stop relying on others. I really do think that I'm right about this. You do have the Nine of Wands in reverse. So in the future, you are going to feel less exhausted from this situation. You know, the Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior card. Somebody who stands their ground, but they're tired. They're tired of having to fight, right? And this is in reverse. So you're going to be exhaling in the future. You do have the Six of Wands, which is victory. And when I see victory with this card in your future, I really believe I'm right about this jar. This jar is not you being trapped. This jar is potential that you have being untapped. You have here the devil, and sometimes, you know, obviously when we see the devil, we see toxic energy, but I do think that in this situation, the devil is worldly energy, right? The devil can represent many things on the worldly plane, and if this does represent a job, I do think that in the future, you're going to be looking out for yourself. And I do think that between the King card and this card here, that is what Spirit is trying to tell you. You do have to think about yourself. Even if this is a relationship, at the end of the day, you have to feel secure. You cannot feel like this and be happy. This is what you're aiming for. This is what's going to help you. You have here the Five of Cups reversed. And that's more beautiful energy in reverse. I mean, listen, there's a lot here in your future. And I think that the task you have is to see your untapped potential. And to stop relying, that you're relying on something here that is disappointing you. If it's a relationship, this relationship is disappointing you. These cards do not represent someone who is in a healthy relationship. If this is a job, same thing. This is not a healthy environment for you to thrive in. You have untapped potential. You have here the Knight of Wands. So you are going to be getting a little bit of that get up and go. It is not the fastest moving knight in the deck, but it is definitely fast moving, and it is impassioned. And I think you're going to get to the point where you're tired of waiting and you're tired of being in this situation, and you're just going to take off. You have, I spoke too soon. You have the Knight of Swords, which is the fastest moving knight in the deck. You're going to be getting clarity, speed, forward motion, victory, and you're going to be impassioned. And I don't think that explains anything that you're experiencing right now. And as this king that you're stepping into, like I said, whether it's male or female, the authoritative stance you're going to have on your own destiny, and you're going, once you tap into this energy, is going to be boundless. You have the Seven of Pentacles, right? You are going to be waiting for something, but instead of waiting in vain, you're going to be waiting for something that's actually going to produce fruit. You have the Lover. So you are going to make a choice, and it should be the Lovers, but in this deck, it's the Lover. And you are going to make a choice here, Libra. Maybe you were waffling and doing that Libra thing, you know, trying to figure out, staying neutral, not rocking the boat. but your future does show that you will make a choice here. And you have the 10 of Pentacles, you have abundance. Right under that, you have the 7 of Cups, and the 7 of Cups is choices. You may feel stuck in this. I don't know how long you've been in this energy. This may, like I said, be a very brief energy for this week. Or some of you may have been stuck in this energy for a while. But either way, your future looks very, very different from what you're going through right now. So let's pick a card here for Libra. Show me for Libra. Show me one for Libra for his or her energy, please. You have air energy, Libra. Oh, you actually have two. This deck is just elemental cards, and it is major arcana, and that's it. It's a very brief deck. The air card obviously represents air. You are an air sign, but I think more than that is when you look really closely at this card, you see these things blowing around in the wind. And when I was a little girl, we would call them wishes. We would pick them, blow on them, and watch them dissipate into the air after making a wish. So I think that you need to understand that your hopes and dreams and your wishes are, especially with all these great cards, can come true. Look at that. Where is it? Look at that. Now listen, Libra, this came out twice. This is the Lovers. And, yes, this is a choice you are absolutely going to make. But I think for some of you, this foretells a relationship that is in your future. If you're in a bad relationship right now, a toxic relationship, a relationship where it's unfair, a relationship where it's sort of stressful and it's making you feel powerless or making you feel less than, then in your future, you have a partnership coming up that is undeniably positive. Likewise, if this is a job, you have a situation where you're going to be making a choice and heading into a positive direction. This is Gemini energy. So it could be a Gemini for sure. But I think more than that, especially for a Gen Pop reading, this is a beautiful choice that you're going to make for yourself. Love this for you. So let's see. Let's look at firecracker, excitement. You have a lot of great things in your future here, Libra. If you're having a bad week or if you've had a bad time of it lately, you really have to look at your future and get excited, because I'm telling you, there's too many good things here on the table for you. You have lobster. It says financial pinch. And maybe that's part of this. It could very well be part of this. If for those of you who are experiencing this energy within a job, I would say that, especially with the 5 of Pentacles underneath all this that was in reverse, you might have felt a financial pinch, or maybe you feel you will feel a financial pinch if you make this choice. But I think there's too many positives outweighing the negatives here. And I do think that if you stay in a situation like this, your health is going to be at risk, if that makes sense. Let me pull one of these cards. I don't pull these for everybody, but I do feel called to pull them for some signs. For Libra, please. For Libra, please. Just show me one for Libra. It says, things will unfold as they are meant to. So, yeah, I think that definitely, and at the bottom of the deck, it does say around March. Now, I'm not saying you have to wait a whole year for things to unfold, but this around March thing, it may have been when this started, when this began. Something might have happened in March to kick this off, but things are unfolding as they are meant to. When I see this reading, I clearly see someone who is in a certain negative situation, be it love or a job, and they are being told to tap into their power. And I think things will stagnate here until you do that, until you understand the untapped power that you have at your disposal, the magic that you have within you, and the belief you need to have in yourself. And once you see that, and once you definitely rein in on that, things will definitely unfold the way they are meant to. I wish you all the luck. Big hugs.
Good night. And always remember, that's...
Virgo, welcome to your Quickie reading. My name is Nigel and you have found Alchemy. Today we are going to be doing a reading that covers April 12th through April 18th. This is a magnifying glass on a short period of time. This energy can bleed forwards or backwards depending on your individual situation. Okay, after we're finished with what's on the table, we're going to dive into your future or background a little bit, so hang in there. You do have for this oracle card for this, it doesn't look pleasant. It looks like you're about to lose it here, Virgo. You're not, you are on the precipice of just lashing out or just screaming and not holding it in anymore. Perhaps you have been holding it in. The advice from Spirit here is to have a sly and subtle approach, okay? Be the serpent in this and not this character, even though this character might make you feel better in the moment. I think when you're thinking about this long term, I think that a sly and subtle approach is needed. So you do have here the Pope in reverse, and this would be the Hierophant in reverse. This could be a marriage or a situation that you thought had a very good chance of leading to a marriage or that type of commitment. This could be anything that you have been committed to, including a job that has gotten on your last nerve. But, you know, this basically is the card of breaking certain commitments in your life, or at least giving it that a lot of thought. You do have the Five of Pentacles in reverse as well. So yeah, the Five of Pentacles upright can mean monetary loss. So if this is a job or even a marriage for that matter that you're contemplating leaving behind, you might be worried about monetary loss. But I think that with the Five of Pentacles in reverse, I think that you're worrying for nothing. You do have the Six of Pentacles here, and this is clarified by the Queen of Swords. So I think you're being asked here, Virgo, to absolutely use your logic. You know, Virgos are known for that, and I do think that you need to step into this energy, male or female, and stop giving with the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Stop giving to a situation that is making you feel this way. You at least have to have the goal of getting to this point. Even if you don't do this, that you don't take giant steps towards it this week, I think that should be the goal. You do have here the Four of Swords in reverse, so this may have been causing you some unrest, some lack of peace. You may have decided with the Knight of Cups in reverse here, you may have decided to pull back a love offer or an offer of, I mean, if this was a job, this was something that you initially thought you were going to love. If this was a person, it's the same thing. You made an offer because you believed your happiness was lying within this situation. I think that you are starting to feel differently here. You do have the Two of Cups in reverse, so this is absolutely, for some of you, a relationship. If this is not a relationship, this could be, honestly, this could be a job where you were partnered. I mean, when we work somewhere, we're partnered with that firm, that company. We're in it together to try to make things better, and that's a partnership as well. And this is clarified by the Six of Pentacles in reverse. The Six of Pentacles came out twice in reverse. To stop giving. You're giving towards something that's not giving back to you. You do have at the bottom of this deck, it says a barrier keeps you from your goal. I would say so, and I think that you know what that barrier is. You have goals that you want to attain in your life, and this situation is not it for you. You do have here at the bottom of, right under it, you are destined to succeed, right? So yeah, you may have barriers in your life right now, but these barriers are not permanent barriers. At the bottom of this deck here, you do have the rose, and this is a close-up of the rose. I have another oracle card that is the rose in winter, which is hope, but it's a little bit different. The layout is a little bit different. This is hope that's very, very close to you in the near future. So hang in there, because I do think that you're on the right track, even if you are feeling frustrated right now. You have what's coming into your life here is the Hermit, and the Hermit, as we know, is Virgo energy. But when Virgo is at their best, they go inward. A sly and subtle approach is needed. You need to go introspective and be smart with this, Virgo. You do have the Eight of Cups. You know, Spirit is beckoning you to walk away from a situation that no longer serves you. And what you have waiting for you is the Ten of Cups, which is happiness. The Ten of Cups is ultimate happiness. You do have here the Popess, right? This is the High Priestess in other decks, and this is in reverse. And this, you might not see very clearly what it is. You don't see with this feeling here. You're not seeing something very clearly. You're not seeing this barrier, but your eyes will be opened. You do have the Magician here, so you're going, once you go introspective with the Hermit's lamp, you are going to be able to change this situation in your favor. You have here the Emperor in reverse. Somebody's using their position of power against you, be it a boss or a partner in love. It's I could see how that would make someone feel, but you have something waiting for you, the start of something new outside this relationship, and you are going to alchemize it in your favor. You have Temperance and the Magician in the upright. Those are all great omens. And you have the end of anxiety with the Nine of Swords in reverse. You have the Eight of Swords in reverse, the end of feeling trapped. And I'm just gonna stop, because you have the Star, which is healing, hopes and dreams, a wish coming true. Aquarian energy, yes, but more than that, it is a card that comes after a Tower moment. And I didn't see the Tower come out in this, but it does feel very stressful. And I do think after all this stress clears, and you make the right decision here, and you are wise and subtle with your lamp, you come into this oh wow, look right under that. You come into this beautiful healing energy. And here is the Death card. Death and rebirth. Death and rebirth and healing. Beautiful energy. But I could see that someone here, Virgo, is under some stress. And you should let me know in the comments whether it's, you know, a relationship or a job. Just out of curiosity, show me something for Virgo, please. Virgo, you have the Magician again. This deck is just major arcana and elements, and you have pulled the Magician. The interesting thing about this particular card in this particular deck is the Magician is here, and there is a serpent watching everything he does, he or she. And so, yes, there is and the serpent is mentioned twice. So there is a snake in your environment. There is somebody that's really making you anxious and perhaps angry, and you are being asked to pull yourself out of this situation, and at the very least see this barrier as temporary. Give me something for Virgo, please. Broken wishbone. Yeah, I mean, listen, if this was your wish, if this job or this person was your wish, this wish is not going to come to pass. There is something that might have happened in the month of February. Think about the month of February for a second and see if any of this has tentacles back to that month. Because it says, look, I'm going to pull an extra card for you. I only pulled two, but at least for this reading. But give me too many cards. I just want one more for Virgo. One more for Virgo, please. Show me one more for Virgo. One more for Virgo. Whoop. Okay. You have, well, family wishes coming true. There is something that happened here in the month of February, whether you're aware of it or not, that has roots. The roots of this situation started in February. This may have been your wish at one time, but I'm telling you, it should no longer be that way, because it's causing you too much anxiety. There is hope, and the hope is very close. This is a close-up of that rose. Hope is very, very close here, Virgo. You have the Magician twice. I do think that you need to you absolutely need to make a decision here and think about yourself. Think about this card. Nobody wants to live like this. Nobody wants to live like this. Get rid of this broken wishbone and move on to this beautiful energy that's waiting for you. I wish you all the luck. Big hugs.
Good night. And always remember, that's...
Hello Leo, welcome to your quickie reading. This is going to cover the 12th through the 18th of April 2024. Magnifying glass on a short period of time. If for some reason this does not resonate, just check your other placements. I'm sure your reading is waiting for you there. And just remember this, the timing of this reading could bleed backwards or forwards. Everybody's life is different that way, okay? All that said, let's get started. You do have these two you have these two cards. These two cards are the two energies that you have in your life. This is a card of the child, right? This is a father hugging his child. This very well could be a child in your life that is very prevalent, or it could be something you have created. An idea that you have for a business, a creation of yours that you are tending to. You have the nebulous and, the nebula, excuse me. The nebula is very interesting because in order to break through this outer core, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's really, really, a lot of people will give up because they can't get in. And, but the thing is, once you do break through, that's where all the good stuff is. That's where the peace is. That's where the light is. That's where the success is. Okay. So you might be on your journey. You might be on the outer parts of this, or perhaps on the outside trying to get into something. But these two cards seem to feed off one another that way. You have the dagger, and the dagger is conflict, lie in wait. It does sound pretty ominous, but it doesn't mean that you're going to have, a physical violent problem in your future, but it does mean conflict, and you might be having conflict with someone in your life at this time. Here, before we do that, let's do this. Here you do have, now what's interesting here is you have two figures. Now in a genpop reading, we don't do sexes because it's just too intricate for a general reading, but I do think this is two separate energies of two separate people. You have the Queen of Cups, could be a water sign, and you also have the Queen of Swords, could be an air sign. But these are two people. I'm not saying they oppose one another, but they're separate, and they do have some sort of bearing on your situation. So definitely let me know. None of them are in reverse, but they're both here on the table. Now here you have a sideways card, and like I always say, sideways cards are choices that we make. This is the Six of Swords. This is the card of moving ahead with something, moving with all your might into a direction. You may be undecided. You may not want to share certain things with certain people. I don't really know what these other people are doing in your reading, but they're prevalent. But you have the Six of Swords. Do you move forward or do you not? You also have here the Knight of Swords, which is another card that has speed. But being that this card was coming in sideways, you have a choice on whether that you want this card to be upright or not. And upright, this is the fastest moving knight in the deck. He runs in full force, knight with his sword drawn, coming to get what's his. Or you could have no movement, and it sort of fits with this card. So it looks like you have a choice to make here, Leo, and that choice will determine what happens next. So interesting as always. You have the Three of Pentacles in reverse, and when I see the Three of Pentacles in reverse, I see many things, but in this, I wish this was a different deck so you could really see the picture of it. But there are scales And I do remember in your last reading that balance was a problem, or balance was a potential problem. And here it is, the balance again, because if you remember this card, there is a scale in this picture normally, and the balance, you're off balance here. You're definitely off balance. You have the Hermit. And I think I remember your reading stating something about alone time. Finding the solitude to work on something. And this looks certainly like work. This looks like conflict surrounding that work. And this looks like, again, you seeking the Hermit, seeking that quiet time to do what you need to do, finding it difficult to do it. And you have here the Four of Wands in reverse. You might be encountering some unhappiness this week because you have here the Emperor in reverse as well. Now, the Emperor in reverse may make you feel like less of an emperor. You may feel non-emperor-like, but I really get the feeling that this might be someone in your life, maybe it's one of these queens here, using their position of power to try to put your fire out, or try to stand in your way, and just remember, this is temporary energy. This just could be something that's going on this week and that you'll never see again past this week, right? But it seems to be on the table here that someone here is using their position in your life, and you did get an extra card here, and that extra card is the King of Cups, and it is clarified by the Six of Pentacles, right? Beautiful. So you do find the time to do something that you love towards the end of this time, but it doesn't look like it was easily won. It looks like there was, at least temporarily, it might have been a one-day thing, might have been a conversation where someone was trying to sort of pressure you to do something that you didn't want to do, or pressure you to do things their way, or pressure you to maybe not go after this thing that you want to go after. I don't know. Or maybe you not finding the time because of someone. But these two queens are on the table for a reason. And you do have here, your surroundings will undergo transition. And I would say that they would have to undergo transition in order for you to get to the center of this. And here it says, follow your intuition. And with the Hermit, I do believe that that's what it is. You need your intuition very sharp during this time. At the bottom of this deck, there is a relationship here on the table. It's something that you value. Perhaps one of these queens is representative of that. Let me know in the comments. But interesting, as always, interesting reading. Let's see what you have here, the Two of Pentacles. And yeah, this is you trying to juggle more than one thing again. I'm pretty sure that happened in your last reading as well. You were trying to juggle more than one thing, trying to get a few things done. The Four of Pentacles, you're releasing your grip on something that you perhaps... This is you releasing something that you were undecided about, or that you looked at as a possibility. You're releasing that. Now, you're going full force into something else. You have the Ace of Wands here. And the Lovers. And here it is. It's Gemini energy, but more than that, this is a choice. You're making a choice. You are making a choice. And you have the World in reverse here. And the World in reverse is a cycle not closing out. There might be something going on in your life, Leo, that someone's trying to pressure you into leaving behind. Maybe it's this thing you're birthing into existence. Maybe it's this work, this goal. I don't know. It's something that there's someone in your life, and I'm not saying this person is a bad person, but it's somebody in your life that doesn't agree with this. And you are not listening. You're not closing. They want you to close out this cycle and move on. They want you to close out this cycle and move on to something else, whatever it is they're looking for. But you're not listening. And you do have here the Death card. It's the card with no name in this deck, but it is the Death card. So it is you sticking to your guns. You're not closing out a cycle that someone wants you to close out. You're moving towards a cycle that you want to move into, if that makes sense. And you have the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is moving in your direction. It is a fixed energy, like you. And when fixed energy moves with fixed energy, it's pretty much unstoppable as far as I'm concerned. Let's look at yeah, I mean, this looks like a big carryover from last week, except it looks like you have, at the very least, it says conflict. It may not be conflict, but it is a converse. It's at the very least, it's a conversation that you're going to have with someone about this. And someone's trying to push you in one direction, and you do not want to go in that direction. Wow, too many. This deck is so chatty with you today. Even when I was shuffling before, let's see. All the decks were. It looks like you have like a lot going on. There we go. Up. You got the Tower, man. You got the Tower. Remember when I said with this Death card, you are putting an end to something here? You're putting an end to something so it can be reborn. The Tower, all right, this Tower it absolutely can represent someone in your life who is absolutely disappointed in your decision. Or this could be you demolishing what is left of an idea in lieu of something else. You're burning it to the ground. It's over. It's game over for them, or for that particular thought. Let's see. Let's do one for Leo. Yep, that's the gavel. It's pretty much what I just said with the gavel. When the gavel comes down, when I see that card, it means it's a decision that you have made, and nobody's moving that, and nobody's changing that. And it doesn't really matter to you if it burns to the ground. You're like stuck in your way of thinking, and that's it. And it does say good fortune here, so I don't know, Leo. It's pretty much very similar energy here to what you have been pulling. Let me pull one of these cards. Generally not using that this week, but I think I'm going to use these cards here. Let's pull one for Leo. Leo. Ring. Long-term commitments, partnership, work, fulfilling career. The Ring. A commitment. Yeah, yes, it absolutely could be a commitment in your life, okay? This also could be a commitment to this, a commitment you have made to yourself with this. You've made a commitment that is unbreakable, and you're not being pulled away from that commitment that you have made. And it does look like there is someone in your life that is not happy about this commitment that you've made. I really wish you luck. I know that this is difficult. This is a difficult situation to go through, and it looks like it has been lingering, but you're going to get out of this. You're going to get out of this for sure. Look, I mean, you have all the earmarks of it. It's just a matter of time, and you have to get through this tough part to get. You seem to be sticking to your guns. That's one thing. It doesn't matter what the hell happens. You're sticking to your guns. You've made a commitment, and that's the end of it. I wish you all the luck. Big hugs, Leo.
Good night. And always remember, that's...
Cancer, welcome to your Quickie reading. This is going to cover April 12th through April 18th, a microscope on a short period of time. When I say week, that is the time span I'm referring to. Please remember these energies can bleed backwards and forwards depending on where you're at on the timeline here. Okay, so let's get started. You did pull one of my favorite cards in this oracle deck, and this is the equivalent of the Magician. This is somebody who can manifest quite easily. You are in a period of manifestation here, so be mindful of that. You do have, you are destined to succeed. The Talisman. You have a lot of ability right now, so be careful how you use it, Cancer. You have the Six of Cups, which represents our past, and you also have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. And together, I believe this means letting go of the past. Maybe you needed to let go of the past, and I think you have. If this is a relationship that is on here on the table, you are manifesting a really good relationship by letting go of the past, or perhaps your partner letting go of the past. If this is a job, it's the same type of thing. You have luck here on the table. You have manifestation. You have to let go of something in order to gain forward motion, right? So let's see. Letting go of the past, release something. Okay, so what do we have here? We have the Two of Wands. You're in your planning stages of something. It seems as though you're planning something. For many of you, this could be a relationship that you're trying to figure out with the heart over mind thing. But if it's not, maybe you are just trying to balance things and trying to you're trying to figure out what your next move is by weighing your options here. You do have the Two of Wands. Like I said, this is planning, and this is clarified by the Emperor in reverse. So whatever it is you're trying to do here, Cancer, it's still in it's not ready yet. The Emperor in reverse tells us you're not exactly ready to be exactly where you want to be, but my God, the path is really lit for you. The foundation's really good for you. And I want you to know that today, I'm doing these readings a little bit early, and today is eclipse day. So you, as a matter of fact, I have to tell you, the eclipse is literally going on as we speak. I'm in my shed. I have a work shed on my property. And when I was walking to the shed, the eclipse was actually occurring. So this is a very good omen for you. You're experiencing change here, and the change is coming from you. You're very powerful manifestor right now. Here you have the Eight of Cups, and this is you not walking away from something. Instead, with the Chariot here, going full force towards something. You're coming towards something. That's Cancerian energy on the table. But man, you have chosen not to walk away from something, but to go really strongly into it. Maybe after weighing your options, you realized what you needed to do. Either way, I'm going to underline this again. You have very decent powers of manifestation to the point where you can manifest good or bad. So be mindful of your thoughts, be mindful of your emotions, be mindful of your desires. You have here, putting the period at the end of the sentence, the card with no name, which is the Death card in the tarot deck. And this is death and rebirth. The death of one thing, letting go of the past, the death of one thing, and the rebirth of another. And here you have the Strength card in reverse. And the Strength, this might zap your strength just a little bit, for sure. Leo energy, this might I'm telling you, I've been trying to do readings today, and I'm getting through it, but my goodness, I'm finding it difficult to speak. And I really do think it's the eclipse, along with all the other energies that are going on with the Mercury retrograde and everything. But anyway, yeah, this might zap your strength just a little bit. You might not feel as strong as you actually are, but you are very, very, very strong in this time. Here at the bottom of the deck, we do not read these in reverse. You have love. True love and fidelity. So if this is indeed a love reading for somebody, this is a very good omen for the future. And you have the Satyr, and the Satyr is revelry and indulgence. So you might be indulging in something luscious with your person. Beautiful reading. I'm jealous of these readings. When I do a reading for myself, it's so not like this. But you know what? The truth is, my life isn't like this, so it shouldn't be. Yet my readings are on point for where I am in my life. And let's just say I'm not here. But I am very happy for you. So you have the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands is pretty much the wounded warrior. Remember when I said this is zapping your strength a little bit? I could see that. And by the time this is over, you might feel a little battle worn from this whole thing. You do have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So listen, if you were feeling in any way isolated, or in any way alone, or in any way lacking, If you had any lack, that is going to be a thing of the past, with the Five of Pentacles in reverse. You also have the Three of Wands, and I really like it that you go from the Two of Wands over here, that planning, to the Three of Wands, waiting for the actual manifestation. It's like here you're planning it, and here you know it's coming. Beautiful energy for you, Cancer. And you have the King of Wands. You step into some fire energy. Yes, you're a water sign, but any of us at any time can step into these archetypes, and you are stepping into fire energy. You have, this is great. Remember when I said that the Emperor here was in reverse? No, it wasn't over here. It was over here. That you were planning things, and the Emperor here was in reverse, and that's because it wasn't just there yet. It wasn't ready. You were not ready. Here you have the Emperor upright in your future. Beautiful. Love it. Love it for you. Absolutely love it for you. Sorry about that. See, I'm telling you, this eclipse energy, the retrograde, all the different planetary activity things that are going on right now. My phone just like died, and I didn't get my actual camera set up yet, so I'm still using my phone, and it just died. It's just really weird because anyway. So sorry about that. Here we have the Eight of Swords. Okay, you at some point in the future may feel like you don't have too many choices. You may feel a little you may feel, I don't want to use the word trapped. That's not the right word. You may feel a certain way. You may feel a little bogged down, but it is only an illusion. So when that time comes and you start to feel a little like the walls are closing in, and I'm not sure what this is about, it's going to be different for all of you. Just remember, this is not real. This is just perception. It's momentary, and you're going to glide right over it. You do have the Four of Swords here, and I like that for you, because with all the zapping of the strength and this sort of energy, you get your rest. Maybe you fall into a meditative state. If you do meditate, if not, you are going to get the rest that you need, and you're going to bring back the balance. This is the Alchemist. So you have the equivalent of the Magician, who really, if this card is like, if the Magician and Temperance had a child, it would be this card. So this is a really, really strong indication that you are manifesting, and here is your ability to do just that and balance things out. You do have the Ten of Wands in reverse, and the Ten of Wands in reverse is a huge release of stress. You have the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is moving forward onto better waters. And I'm going to stop right here, because here you have your Ten of Cups. Should I keep going? I would think I'm going to keep going just a little. You have the Ten of Cups, which is happiness. I mean, if you watch any tarot at all, you already know this is the ultimate card of happiness. You have the Knight of Cups, which is an offer. This is either an offer you're going to give to somebody else, or an offer that's coming into you. And now I really will stop, because here's the Star. This is you healing from whatever it is that occurred. This is you, your hopes and dreams are on the table. It's Aquarian energy, but more than that, it is the beautiful wishes coming true energy of the Star. Love it for you. I really do. This is great. I could probably keep going. I mean, I remember doing readings last year for private, like in person, and I would have people shuffle the deck, and then I would go through literally the whole deck, which was fun. Okay, let's see. I remember I was doing a reading for somebody once, and this man was literally, I mean, it was probably one of the worst readings I've ever seen as far as, you know, what was going to happen. And I couldn't lie. The cards were the cards, and we went through the whole deck. And the fascinating thing was, he was going to go through all these horrible things, one after another after another. And the only good things in the reading, the only things that were solid and unaffected, were his children. And I was like, I said, the only thing I can offer you is that I know your children are going to be okay through this. And don't you know, I'm telling you, that's exactly what happened. His life literally fell apart and his children were fine. And he has since, reclaimed his life, but there were a few years literally of bad things. Okay, give me, I'm sorry to chatter on and on. For Cancer, please just give me one for Cancer. Give me one for Cancer, please. I'm going to take this one. Beautiful energy. Love it for you. Beautiful, beautiful energy. My phone is so skippy right now. I'm telling you, this has never happened during a reading before. It's really freaking me out. But I'm going to keep going because I really like this reading, okay? Listen, this is, for this deck here, right here, is Major Arcana and Elements. That's it. It's a very short deck. This is the Strength card for the, remember when I said your Strength has been zapped with the Strength in reverse here? Well, here it is in the upright in all its glory. You regain your strength. You regain... Wow, this is a great reading, and I would take it seriously because with all the energy that's going on around me right now, I'm really feeling like this is super accurate for most of you, okay? So let's see. For Cancer, please. Secret admirer. I would say so, but I don't know how secret this admirer is. I think that someone definitely admires you, and I think you know exactly who I'm talking about. One more for Cancer, please. Peacock. Beware of great pride. You know what? I'm not seeing it. I remember my mother saying peacock feathers, and yes, each reader is going to look at a card and see what they see, but that's the whole part of divination. That's the point of it, right? My mother always said peacock feathers were good luck. Not only that, but the male peacock fans his feathers to attract the female. This to me is very, has very yin and yang type vibes, right? This is very, for many of you, I'm not saying all of you, but for many of you, this has to do with a relationship. The male fanning his feathers, the female or his counterpart noticing it, admiring it. You're going to be admired. If this is a work situation, it's pretty much the same thing. You're going to be admired. You're going to be noticed. You're going to manifest this talisman. This is a great effing reading for you. Absolutely wonderful. I love it for you. Big hugs. Happy eclipse.
Good night. And always remember, that's...
Hello Gemini, welcome to your Quickie reading. This is going to cover the 12th through the 18th of April 2024. I am recording this during the eclipse, ironically enough. There aren't any real windows in my work shed. This is a shed on my property. But anyway, I just figured I would let you know that I've been having some odd things go on with the electronics because, I don't know, Mercury retrograde, the eclipse, all kinds of interesting energy out there. So I wanted to say, I did glance at your cards as I was laying them down, and this seems like a very specific reading for a very specific group of people or person. So if this isn't your story, and you will know pretty quickly, then do check your other placements. I still think I should give this message. I should definitely have this message ready to send to you. There's just no way I shouldn't do it. So I apologize ahead of time if this isn't your story. But I really think that someone needs to hear this. So let's see. You do have these two interesting cards, and there is a. I want to preface this by saying that there seems to be a lot of dark energy here on the table. You do have nuclear winter. This is somebody who is going through it, somebody who is seeing the darkness here, and maybe trying to rebuild their life, maybe worrying about if their life is going to need to be rebuilt after a certain situation happens. But you might have death and rebirth on your mind. You may be trying, like I said, to rebuild after something has gone wrong, the death of something. There was a warning here on the table. A temptation may lead you astray, the siren. So be very mindful, Gemini. You might be tempted to do something, and your spirit is warning you against it. And another thing I'm having problems with today is communication. I'm stumbling over my words. Very, very strange energy, for sure. So you have here, to start out with, you have the Emperor in reverse. You may feel that someone is using their position of power against you. You may be using your position of power against someone else. That might be part of the warning here. You do have the Magician in your corner, though. The Magician is the ability to change things. I do think of the Magician as Aquarian or Gemini energy. You know, Geminis have the ability to manipulate the energy around them and change things. And I do think that's a strong point, especially for Gemini. You do have the Five of Pentacles here, so you may be going through a period of isolation. And if you're not going through a period of isolation, it might be monetary problems or both. It's a fairly dark card. It's usually a pretty temporary card. You do have here the Nine of Wands in reverse, so that's good. I mean, the Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior. But you know, then again, it is the wounded warrior, but you may, the Nine of Wands also denotes somebody who is still fighting for something, still has that last bit of energy to take another stand. And that's in reverse. You might be very close to giving up on something, to the point where, you have the Nine of Swords here, and the Nine of Swords is anxiety. I did tell you this was a very specific reading, and I'm not one to take a bad reading. And when I say bad, I mean negative. A negative reading, and not say it simply because people won't like it. This is probably not your reading, but it's definitely someone's, and someone needs to feel seen. All right. So you do have the Nine of Swords, and this Nine of Swords does represent anxiety. You also have the Eight of Swords in reverse. So you may be starting to see an out for this. You may feel stuck in this situation. You may feel very down in this situation. You may feel dark in this situation. But towards the end of this time, I do think that you start to see a crack of light. You start to see a way out of this energy. Here at the end, you have the Six of Pentacles, and you have the Eight of Pentacles. Interesting. So the Six of Pentacles represents, I would say in this reading, it represents you helping someone, you helping others, you doing for others. And the Eight of Pentacles represents you stopping that. You're not going to do it, or you're going to consider stopping. That's for sure. That's what it looks like to me. Now, at the bottom of this deck, you do have this card, and this card could represent you coming out of it and feeling great, or it could represent you being tempted by a seductress. And with the sign, the only reason I even say that, because I do read this card differently depending on what reading, is I see the siren here, and I do see a temptation. So I just wanted to throw that out there. You may be tempted, and the seductress doesn't obviously have to be a woman, right? You might be tempted. And I could see, if someone's in this dark place, them being tempted to do something that they know normally would not be the right thing to do. Your judgment is a little bit off here, Gemini. And you have the Pope here, and this is an indication of a commitment of some kind, whether it's major arcana after major arcana. This is serious for someone. You have Judgment. You also have the Pope, which is the Hierophant in most decks, and this could represent a marriage, but if it doesn't, it either represents a relationship that you were very committed to, or a job that you were very committed to. It's a commitment here that's on the table. But right here you have the Hermit in reverse. It's you not really, you have, I'm just trying to look at the different signs you have here on the table. You have Taurian energy, you have Virgo energy, you have various, and what is this? Yeah, you have Aries energy. You have the Hermit in reverse, and the Hermit in reverse. The Hermit carries a star with him, and that is his insight, his education, his hopes, and it could be his hopes and dreams. A lot of times it's depicted with a star inside it. But this is upside down. So this, you're not really, you may feel a crack of relief at the end of this time, but you're going to go through some sort of dark night of the soul here. Somebody might be going through this right now. You do have the Ten of Wands. This is great stress. This is the most stressful card in the deck. You do have the Death card. This is called the card with no name in this deck, but the Death card, and the Death card is in reverse like this. It's, yeah, and this reminds me of the Death card too, right? Death and rebirth. You're repeating a cycle over and over again. There is a cycle that's being repeated here, Gemini, and you need to break this cycle. You have to get off this hamster wheel and break the cycle. You do have the Five of Wands, and that's a relief to see here, because you have the end of squabbling and fighting. But here again, you have the Fool in reverse. It's you not going on a new path. Why are you not going on a new path? Why are you not closing out this cycle? It's to, wow, another major arcana. I have never seen this before. You have the House of God here, and this is the Tower in reverse. And I do remember seeing this in your readings where you were trying to avoid a tower moment. And there is some Gemini out there that is trying to avoid a tower moment to such a degree that everything else is falling apart. You have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. You might be having problems with money, and I've mentioned that before. You do have the Popess, right? This is the High Priestess. You're going to start seeing things a little bit more clearly here, but you're going, and you're going to release the past. The Six of Cups in reverse is releasing the past. I do think you're going to get to a point here where something's got to give, and you release the past. You start to see clearly. You release the past. Good. You have the Two of Swords. This is usually depicted by someone with a blindfold on, with two swords crossed in front of them, and not wanting to see, not wanting to deal with. And this is in reverse too. And I do think you get to the point, yeah, where you're defending yourself with the Five of Swords, and you're defending your sanity. And you have here the Ace of Swords, clarity at last. Thank God, Gemini. I was really starting to get worried. This is a very heavy reading for somebody, and if this is your reading, please let me know in the comments. This is really heavy, especially for an eclipse day. I do record the readings a couple of days before they go online, and this is the day that I chose for Gemini here. Okay, Gemini, give me one for Gemini. And here we go, Gemini. You got two. Of course, you have the Devil here, toxic energy, and you have, what do you have here? The Crossroads. That's right. This is the Wheel of Fortune. So now this particular deck here is just major arcana and elements. Very short deck. Yeah, I could see that. I could totally see that. This is the death, the Devil. So you have the Devil here, toxic energy, and man, this is toxic energy. This is toxic energy for someone. It's Capricorn energy for sure. But here you have the Wheel of Fortune. Which way are you going to go? Absolutely, the sun will rise again. The sun's rising. Whoever's reading this is very, very profound. You're going through something serious, some serious changes here. You're being asked to change a pattern. You're being asked to change a pattern. You're being asked to change direction. You're being asked to take this toxic energy and do away with it and start on a new path here. Whoa, very heavy energy. All right, so we have, what do we have on the table here? We have Capricorn. We have Taurian energy. We have Pisces energy. We have Scorpion energy. We have Aries energy. We have Virgo energy, for all those that are interested in it. Here at the bottom of the deck, it does say to choose your words carefully. Now, there are two warnings here, right? This one came out. Temptation. A temptation may lead you astray. Choose your words carefully. This is a very delicate time for you, Gemini. What you choose to do and what you don't choose to do is very, very important for your future. Here at the bottom, not the bottom, but the next card is beware who you trust. The wolf. Serious energy for someone. Listen, if this is your energy, please let me know. Maybe I'll give you a free reading or something. Definitely let me know if this is you. Quill. Get back to the basics. Listen, I would say so. The quill is also a writing instrument, obviously, and you might have to communicate something to somebody via words, letter, text, email. You have two more. You have ant, work, achievement, and success. There is definitely clarity and success in your future, but there is a dark night of the soul here on the table for somebody as well. And you have depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you, vulture. Yeah. I mean, I could see the depression. I could see the anxiety. Please let me know if this is your reading. I'm happy to assist you, and I won't charge you anything. So leave a comment, please. Big hugs.
Good night. And always remember, that's...
Taurus, my name is Nigel, and you have found Alchemy. This is a quickie reading. It's going to cover April 12th through April 18th, 2024. The energy might bleed backwards or forwards. It's not an exact science, so you might know exactly what I'm talking about as soon as I start speaking, or this energy might come to you at a later date. All that said, let's get started. This looks like it might be a love-oriented reading for some of you. You do have this card, and this is an oracle card of a ladder leading to the heart space. You might keep your heart sort of protected here. Somebody is wanting to climb this ladder here to reach your heart, Taurus. You do have good fortune and friendship, the unicorn. You might have met someone who seems like a unicorn to you, and what I mean by that, it's somebody that is so different from what you're used to seeing. We call people a unicorn when they're just so different from the norm. So you might meet a character like that, and you might consider opening up your heart space to them. You have here the Wheel of Fortune, which is always a beautiful omen. You know, there's fixed energy on this card. You are a fixed sign. The wheel is spinning in your favor. You do have the Five of Cups, so there might be something from your past that you think about quite often that broke. And the only warning here is always keep an eye on the 2 cups that are filled, not the 3 cups that are broken. So you have the Queen of Swords. This might represent someone in your life who is an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, male or female. and somebody who you celebrate with, somebody who this very well might be an air sign, this unicorn that you meet or that you're around. You have the Seven of Cups, and the Seven of Cups in this reading, I think you might know that you have more than one choice here. You might be trying to decide what to do. You do have here the Five of Pentacles in reverse, which is always a great card to have in reverse. So if you were isolated in the recent past, or if you feel isolated now, you're feeling perhaps lonely, that is going to come to an end. You do have the Hanged Man in reverse, which further cements the idea, Piscean energy, by the way, that your isolation is going to come to an end. And you do have here the Chariot, and the Chariot is in reverse. So this situation you find yourself in with this person here, Taurus, I don't think you're going anywhere. I think you're going to stay, which is nice. It looks like a nice... Now there is, at the bottom of this deck, there is a barrier that keeps you from your goal. There is a barrier. Beware of the barrier, because on the bottom of this deck, you do have this Oracle card, and Spirit is trying to ask you to hold a mirror up to your face, really look at yourself and see what that barrier might be. Are you overly protective of your heart? Are you paranoid about getting hurt? There is something in that mirror that you need to see, look, examine, and remove the barrier between you and your destiny. You do have here at the bottom, and I keep saying the bottom, underneath this card, you do have let your intentions be known. You may be worried about letting your intentions be known here, Taurus. You may be worried about your heart. It seems that way, but I don't see any warnings here that this person is up to no good. You have the World, so this is your potential for your future, starting a brand new path with this person, or definitely on a closing out one cycle and starting a brand new one. You have the Ace of Cups, which is a beautiful love card, the beginning of something beautiful. And even if you're in a relationship, let's say, this is taking it to the next level. Sorry, I'm just trying to and here you have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So this definitely might make you feel unstable. There's something you need to see. You might feel unstable in this situation because you may feel a lack of control, and you may feel a little bit off balance. But don't take that as being a negative omen. You do have the Eight of Pentacles, which is you are going to work on this situation, and it's going to blossom into this Ten of Pentacles energy. Now, Pentacles is usually about money, but in this reading, I do think that it's abundance in the realm of romance. You have the Queen of Wands. Is the Queen of Wands... This Queen of Wands could be the fiery person that you're turning into. This Queen of Wands could be the person who's a fire sign in your life that you're attracted to. You have the Three of Wands, where you are planning. It's more than planning. You're waiting for something. You're sure of this situation in the future. It may make you feel, and here you go, you have strength. This is Leo energy. But more than that, this is you definitely stepping into your strength as the tiger. You have, and strength usually has a lion on it, but this deck, it's represented by the tiger. And here you have the Chariot reversed again. Cancerian energy, but you're not going anywhere. Sorry to say. And here you go. Look, look, look. Here's the King of Wands. This is their counterparts. This is your counterpart, Taurus. This is beautiful. And even if it's two women or two men, it doesn't matter. These are counterparts. This is a love story. And here you go. I'm not pulling any more, because this is the Nine of Cups. It is the manifestation card. Maybe you manifested this situation for yourself, but it is beautiful energy. You have met a unicorn. Enjoy it. Take a good, long, hard look in the mirror and see what barriers you're putting up, and just let go of them for your own good. You have the frying pan, and be careful, okay? Be careful that you don't look at this situation incorrectly. When you start to feel unstable, when you start to feel unsafe, when you perhaps ignore the barriers, right, that you're putting up, it's a situation, I have a feeling that it's a repeating pattern. You need to break this pattern. You need to break this pattern. And here you go. Perfect. You are on the road to success, Taurus. And yes, every time I pull this card, I always say the same thing. It is the road to success, but it doesn't look easy, does it? It is a long, winding mountain road. Maybe you have been looking for someone for a very long time, and you've been through a lot as far as pain, and you are just expecting more pain, even if it's on a subconscious level. Don't do that to yourself. I know it's easy to say. I know it's easy to say. But sometimes when you have to look in the mirror and see what's stopping you. This is beautiful energy. So give me one for Taurus. Give me one for Taurus, please. Give me one for Taurus. Give me one for Taurus. You have the water element, Taurus. Beautiful. This deck is just elements and major arcana, and this, you have pulled the water element, and the water element is, it's cups, it's love, it's emotions. It's time for you to look inside. It's time for you to feel these emotions. Feel these emotions. It's time for you to get your heart out of that dusty, cold place you keep it in sometimes, just to keep it safe. Because I think you have met a unicorn, and if you haven't, you will. You're going to meet somebody that changes your opinion about relationships. Okay? You're not going from the frying pan to the fire. You're going on the road to success. Big hugs, Taurus.
Good night. And always remember, that's...
Aries, welcome to your April 12th through 18th, 2024 Quickie reading. When I say week, that's the amount of time, that's the span of time I'm referring to. The energy you see here on the table should pass pretty quickly. We will dive into the future a little bit past this time towards the end. The energy here might bleed forwards or backwards depending on where you're at on the timeline. So with all that said, let's get started. This is the card of social media. It is the card of ingesting too much social media, taking social media a little bit too seriously, maybe it being too much of a part of your life. Now, this is either you or someone close to you. If this is someone close to you, then it affects you in some way enough for it to be here on the table. It is a warning against social media for sure. Take a break from it if this is you. Do not take it too seriously if there is something on social media that you are viewing that's upsetting you, and if this is someone else, perhaps you need to intervene. But you do have honor and good luck. You have the Griffin here, so I wouldn't worry too much past that warning here. So here you have, at the bottom of the deck here, and I am jumping ahead of myself a little bit because I think it matters. There is a fog here, and this might indicate you not seeing something very clearly, at least at the moment. You also have the gate. A barrier keeps you from your goal. I would say the fog could be a barrier. If you see the fog is so thick we can't even see the picture, I mean, that would be definitely a barrier. And you also have here, your luck will soon change. So yeah, your luck will soon change here. So whatever you're going through, this is super temporary energy. You have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. This could mean this has something to do with your money, because over here it's Three of Wands. It's something you're waiting for. There's some kind of monetary thing you're waiting for. Maybe it's your taxes. Maybe it's a payout. Maybe it's your paycheck. But it's money that you're expecting, that you're literally waiting for. You have the Four of Pentacles here, and it looks like that is like pretty much having a tight grip here, and it is the Page of Cups. Page of Cups could signify a child, that you're holding on tight to your child. It could be a love offer that has come in. It could be the love you experience for someone. I am getting child very strongly, but I don't think that's true of all of you. So it could be a love offer or a child. And, you know, this social media thing might be a child too, ingesting too much social media. That's very possible. You do have the Six of Cups here, and that is, once again, a card of childhood. So childhood is really on the table for somebody here. And for those of you without children, this is definitely something that's been in your life for quite some time that you're holding on to. Social media does come into this somehow. You are waiting for some money. You have here the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands in reverse. So yeah, this is you. If the Nine of Wands was not in reverse, it would be you being exhausted, on your last leg, you know, trying to defend what's left. It's the wounded warrior type thing, but that is in reverse. If that was your energy, or if that is your energy, that energy is going to pass and you're going to be relieved of it. You do have the Six of Cups, and I can't help but think that this has something to do with a child for many of you. You do have the Four of Swords, which is nice because you're going to be going into a more relaxed state here at the end of the week. And you have the Ten of Cups, which is beautiful love energy. So yeah, what starts out as something, you know, for each of you, it's going to be different. But if you do have a child that's of age to watch social media, I would really, really hone in on that, because that is a direct warning about that. Social media can be quite toxic to children. So let's look at your pile here. You do have the Six of Swords. So yeah, I mean, that makes sense. You are moving away from this toxic energy, or energy that may be a little unsettled. You have the Ten of Cups again. The Ten of Cups came out twice, so you are headed into some really good energy here, Aries. No doubt, complete happiness. You have the Chariot, forward movement, right? Forward movement out of this situation. Cancerian energy. And here you have the Hermit in reverse. So although you are in a more relaxed state at the end of the week, you go into this Hermit energy, which is Virgo energy in reverse. So whatever you're contemplating, whatever you're in deep thought about, whatever is on your mind sort of releases, and you're able to move forward in the Chariot. You do have the Seven of Cups in reverse. So whatever was foggy, the Seven of Cups could very well be, it could be choices, but in many cases it could be illusion, you know, or being bogged down and being unable to make a choice, being foggy, you know. This is in reverse. So in your future, all this energy is definitely going to pass. And here you are as the Empress, right? You have the Empress energy, Aries energy on the table in its perfect and clear form. I love that for you. Let's keep pulling. Let's pull something from here. This is an elemental deck. There's elements and there's only major arcana in it. So let's get an overall vibe for Aries, please. For Aries, please. Up. There you go, Aries. You have the Star. Healing energy. Wishes coming true. Aquarian energy, to be precise. But, you know, more than that, the Star is definitely a beautiful ending to any reading. It absolutely is. It heals. It brings, I mean, with these you have Ten of Cups twice. It's just, there's really not too many problems here. Let's see. For Aries, you're going to be moving into a really good time. It says someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. Could that be you? Or could that be the child you're dealing with? I don't think it's a huge problem here, because I don't see any huge problem cards other than you being foggy. Maybe your child or somebody in your life. It doesn't have to be a child. Somebody in your life is doing something on the internet that is not good. It's very possible that you have to intervene. That card only comes out when it's a problem, when it's something going on the internet that's not good, it's not healthy. So you might want to check into that. And it says marriage. Maybe for some of you, this is a spouse doing something naughty on the internet, or something that it's not good for them, or maybe they're just spending too much time, or maybe it's you that spends too much time on the internet and it is affecting your marriage. There are many different stories here. There's a child here. For some of you it's a spouse. For some of you it might even be you. The internet is definitely on the table for a reason, and it is always a warning with this card. Okay, I feel like I need to pull something else for you. Let's see, let's pull this manifestation card for Aries. Manifestation card for Aries. You have Rose, financial relief. If you're waiting for money here, Aries, it's coming. Financial relief, being content, loving care, supportive role, job security. When I see a rose, I always see hope. And at the bottom of the deck, you do have egg. Definitely hearing in my voice that for some of you, it's your child you need to watch. You need to watch what they're looking at on the internet. But it says resources and nest egg. Opportunities, definitely. There's fertility here. There is fertility here. This reading is so good that other than the whole, you know what? Let me pull. One of these cards. And I have not, this is the last reading I'm doing for the series. I haven't done this for anybody else, but I'm being called to do it for you. Let's pull one for Aries, please. Pull one for Aries. Show me for Aries. Third party. Interference. Okay, so let's not take this too seriously. Third party could mean anything, including, and yes, it absolutely could be a third party, as in, cheating. It absolutely could be. But with the internet here, for those of you who are married, because the marriage card came up, it quite simply could be interference from the internet. Somebody could be spending way too much time on the internet, and it's interfering in their relationship, for sure. I do think that you need to monitor someone, okay? You need to monitor someone, because if you don't, it looks like it can turn into a pretty big warning here. I think you need to, you need to do something here. For someone. If not you, then it's someone else. But there is definitely a third party in the mix. And if this is your child, okay, it's still a third party situation, because usually it's the parents and the child, right? And even though that's three parties, it's really two. You have you standing with your significant other as one, and then your child, right? A third party in that situation would be somebody else interfering in your parenting, which could be the internet. I go back to that because this card does not come out very often, okay? And you can see, even in this photo, that it looks like a child, right? And whatever this child is viewing, whatever this child is ingesting through his eyes, is toxic for him, or her. And the same thing goes with a spouse. Sometimes adults can do the same thing. We can ingest toxicity on the internet. There's something going on the internet here that you need to look into. I hope that was, I feel like I just could keep pulling cards because that's just what I love to do, but I really can't do that. It's not fair to everybody else, but I do wish you the best of luck. Big hugs, Aaron.
Good night. And always remember, that's...